Hey there, I'm Rob Finger, and welcome to my reel. Here's my contact information, here's some timestamps, now let's get right into it. Welcome to the State University of New York System, otherwise known as the SUNY System. I'm Rob Finger, and I'm here at the bus stop near Whitney because today I'm asking just one question. How do people get around the city of Syracuse? Hockey season is in full swing here at Oswego State, and some of you might be wondering, how do I get to skate like those guys that are out on this ice every Saturday? But with it being so big, it takes a lot of money and as a result, a lot of enrollment to keep it afloat above that water. As many people know, Oswego is a port city. Its most famous landmark is the lighthouse at the end of the port. Now, let's talk enrollment. Over the past 10 years, the SUNY system has faced a serious declining enrollment problem. But what a lot of people don't know is that there's a secret fourth landmark that's hidden right below our feet. Each as well. The outlier to this rule, however, are their big four university centers. Now you've heard of a secret tunnel, but you haven't heard of this. Let's throw these numbers in a blender. Let's dice them down to a per student amount, and what we get is something slightly concerning, if you go to an upstate SUNY, that is. Turns out this student isn't getting as much cash as he thought he was. Well, that'll do it for Pulse of the Campus. Clearly some different ways that people get from place to place. It's safe to say that everybody here at the Foundry had a wonderful Fall Fest. For WTOP 10 News, I'm Rob Finger. So get out there and get to practicing. For Oswego Now, I'm Rob Finger. We'll see you out on the ice. Welcome to the State University of New York System, otherwise known as the SUNY System. With 64 campuses across the state, including one right here on the shores of Lake Ontario, it is the largest state-supported higher education system in the country. But with it being so big, it takes a lot of money and as a result, a lot of enrollment to keep it afloat above that water. While we'll be mainly focusing on Oswego today, it's important to get a full picture of the SUNY system. SUNY splits their campuses into four categories: university centers, university colleges, technology colleges, and community colleges. For the purposes of today, we'll focus on the top three. Now, let's talk enrollment. Over the past 10 years, the SUNY system has faced a serious declining enrollment problem. University colleges lost significant percentages of their student bodies. Oswego fell by over 1,000 students, and in an extreme case, Buffalo State lost over 3,000 students. Technical colleges like Farmingdale and FIT also largely followed these trends, losing about 1,000 students each as well. The outlier to this rule, however, are their big four university centers. Over the past 10 years, they're at a net increase from where they were in 2014, with the biggest winner being UB, increasing by 4,000 students. And with more students comes more money. In May of 2024, SUNY announced that it would be increasing operating funds for all of its campuses. The amounts, shown in these graphs here, tell a compelling story. By the nature of them being bigger schools, university centers get a lot more money than university colleges. However, when we look at who got the most for university colleges, the numbers start to get very interesting. In the lead is Buffalo State, where even though they lost over 3,000 students, they got quite the boost in terms of cash. Behind them, in second and third, is Oswego and New Paltz. But let's throw these numbers in a blender. Let's dice them down to a per student amount, and what we get is something slightly concerning, if you go to an upstate SUNY, that is. The most heavily funded schools, per student that is, are Purchase, Maritime, and Old Westbury, all downstate and Long Island schools. Meanwhile, Oswego and New Paltz lag behind. Turns out this student isn't getting as much cash as he thought he was. So where does that leave Oswego? What are they doing with the money they do have? Well, Jason Root will have Oswego's numbers coming up in a little bit. For now, from the ever-changing shores of Lake Ontario, I'm Rob Finger, Oswego Now. It's a sad day here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena because the man that gave Oswego State this, their only ever national championship, has announced his retirement at the end of 23 years as head coach. When Ed Gosick started as head coach in 2003, he had but one vision for the program.
Well, one, to maintain the direction in which it was going. Taking over, the vision would be, for me, honestly, the consistency. Most people bring up, winning the national championship, but it's very difficult to get to the top of the mountain, and then staying up there is even harder.
But his proudest moment is not one you'd expect.
Proudest moment, would be opening the very first game in this arena. That first game here. It brought a lot of energy, a lot of excitement that would rank above the national championship.
Through it all, he had just one thing to say to the Laker faithful.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you. You're the best. You've provided me an unbelievable experience. You're loyal, and sometimes even though things don't go your way with the final outcome, they've always been loyal. We got the best fans in Division III hockey. So thank you.
After 23 years of head coach Ed Gosick, one chapter is closing and a brand new one is opening for Oswego State Lakers men's hockey. From the house that Ed Gosick built, I'm Rob Finger, WTOP 10.
Hockey season is in full swing here at Oswego State, and some of you might be wondering, how do I get to skate like those guys that are out on this ice every Saturday? Well, my name is Rob Finger, and I've been skating since I was 3 years old, and I'm here to tell you. But before you even start to skate, first you have to get your skates. Right behind me is the Skate Rental Center here at the arena. My recommendation? Get skates that are 2 sizes below your shoe size. You want them nice and compact so you can control them out on the ice. Once you're able to get your skates and get them on, you want to get them nice and tight. Pull on the laces down the skate boot so you can make them nice and tight, and then tie them like a regular shoe once you're done. Now, it's time to get out on the ice. For those of you who are first timers, I'd recommend grabbing one of these. Gives you a lot more mobility than if you're just hugging the wall. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to get used to is gliding. That's just having your feet in place and just gliding right on the ice. After you get used to gliding, what you want to start doing is actually doing strides. Take your dominant foot, for me that's the right, turn it to the side a little bit, and just push off with some weight on that foot. After you're used to doing it with your dominant foot, then you start doing it with your non-dominant foot, like that. Now, after you've mastered striding from both sides, all you want to do is just mix them together. The last thing you need to know is how to stop. Take your feet, put them in this way, and just glide to a stop. Well, that's all there is to it. You're on your way to becoming a skating pro. But skating requires a lot of practice. Thankfully, the MCC Arena hosts Open Skate every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So get out there and get to practicing. For Oswego Now, I'm Rob Finger. We'll see you out on the ice.
In the town of Scriba, just east of the city of Oswego, plans have been drawn up for an indoor sports complex that could change the face of Oswego County athletics. Rich Burrett, owner of Burrett Motors and 2 dealerships on Route 104, has been a lifelong sports fan and wants to give back to his community.
You know, I grew up in this community. I played sports my whole life, still do. We have a sports community complex that we have in Syracuse that's really, and we see the impact that it's having to the kids, to the community, and to the parents. So what we're developing is a place for the community and larger to come to.
The complex, situated near the intersection of Dutch Ridge Road and Interstate 481, would feature amenities such as a full-size soccer and lacrosse field, 2 basketball courts, several pickleball courts, and even golf simulators and batting cages. But with its location near Dutch Ridge Road and the busy 481, locals at the town meeting expressed some concerns with traffic and safety.
My biggest concern is, 1, the traffic.
481 and Dutch Ridge is the most dangerous intersection in the county.
Others, meanwhile, were hopeful for a project like this.
We're excited to have a place where these kids can, be fit, mentally and physically, and it's going to be really nice in the winter to have a place where, we could be dry and not freezing. So,
but for Rich Burrett, it all circles back to the kids.
You know, we're really working and going to be taking their kids' lives and hopefully changing them to the better. So hopefully we'll see, these people will see this as a good investment in their kids' future, and we're happy to be part of that.
From the town of Scriba, Rob Finger, WTOP 10.